Happy Auntie Regina, this is a special tribute to you. Thank you very much for tuning into our videos, and I wanted to share my grandma's recipe. I mean, it's really good red rice, and the measurements and the consistency that I'm about to show you will always turn out the same, no matter how many times you make rice, as long as you use the same method. So, red rice, I know we all like to eat jasmine rice, but I use Chamorro rice. Typically, it's usually, if you don't like to read product labels or whatever, it's usually the same thing. If it says Chamorro rice, then it's good to go. And you know, and as you can see here, I have my onions and my garlic here. Those are going to be my main flavor ingredients for the dish. I have here a pot that's going to be way big for the amount that I'm going to cook tonight. And then this pot here is going to be for my choti water. And just a quick recap on this. People that are, you know, from out here have been trying our red rice every time we make dishes, and they really love it. So this is another thing that was perfect, because you asked if we can make red rice, and we had a request to make it, so it just meshed very well. So here we go. I'm going to show you my version. I'm going to pull out quickly an example of cups and bowls. In Chamorro cooking, you know, in red rice, they use the term latan ganta, the can measurement, which is what they use. So basically, transferred into English, anything, any size, as long as you use the same size, can be your ganta. This can be your ganta, 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 and this can be your ganta. But today, because of the amount that I'm going to use, I'm going to make this my ganta. I'm going to make 10 cups. And just to like give an explanation as to why they use the ganta. The ganta is I guess it's used for parties, and typically when we make red rice, it's usually for a bulk amount of people, and that's why I'm using such a tiny ganta. Usually it's the coffee container, you know, that they make, they use to measure, but in this case I'm using this. And once again, it can actually be this, or any other bowl type, you know, cookware that you have can be your ganta. You just visualize like how much you want to use, you know, how much rice you want to make. In this case, I'm going to make 10 cups of this only. And you see how my pot is so huge? It doesn't really matter how big your pot is or what kind of pot it is. You can actually make it in this pot. But because I really want to utilize Chamorro cookware, I'm using this pot. So I'm going to show you how I was taught to make measurements. I'm going to throw this big in a diaper, and even if I don't use it all, I'm only putting it in a bowl. That way I can make my measurements based off of this latan ganta or measurement cup via, you know, live TV. So I'm making 10 cups. You typically want to make no less than 10 cups. That's why I gave an example of all the different sizes you can use, because you really want to use the ganta as your measurement. Now, as you can see, I'm putting a level scoop of rice here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7,
3,
8,
sorry,
9, 10. John, you asked. Okay, so there's 10 cups from my ganta. Okay, so I have this rice set aside. You don't want to wash it early. You want to save it for the last minute. And now what my goal is going to be is to come up with the choti water. So I'm going to pull my pot here, which I'm going to use. I'm going to turn on the oven or the stove to high, so that way it's ready to go. I'm going to use my trick of how to get your choti water at a quick pace. I'm going to do 9 cups of water. So for every 10 cups of rice that you're going to make, you want to do 9 cups of water, because that last ingredient is going to be 1 cup of oil for every 10 cups. How many was that?
3,
4, 5,
7, 4,
6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm doing a half of this, even though it's 9 cups, because when it boils, you kind of lose, after it starts to evaporate and cook. So I'm doing 9.5 cups of water. I'm going to turn this on, or put this on the heated thing here, and then I'm going to throw in my tofu seeds. Now, for this amount, I want to use like 2 little packages that I got from the Asian store of the tofu seeds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until this starts to boil. Once it starts to boil, you can turn it off, and that's when your whisk comes in handy. Once it starts to boil, you turn it off, and then you whisk it away, and all the redness comes out. Now, this is my personal trick to making my tofu water. I mean, you can actually, and it might be better, I don't know, but to me it doesn't make a difference. You can actually leave it in your measured water overnight and keep whisking it throughout the night, or you can just leave it there and put a little salt, and it might extract some of the redness throughout the day or a day prior. But again, this is something that I think is very feasible. It doesn't make a difference in the taste. It really extracts the color when the water is hot and boiling, but you just want to turn it off because you don't want to overcook those tofu seeds. And then while I'm waiting for the tofu water to boil, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my oil. I'm going to get, remember the measurements, always use the 10 cup strategy. I'm going to get my my gansa. And again, it could be any size. It could be any size. Just try to use the 10 cup measurement strategy. If you do 5 cups, then just minus a half a cup for everything you do in your measurements, and it will still turn out fine. So I'm going to get 1 cup of oil, because it's 1 cup of oil to every 10 cups. If you're cooking 5 cups, then you're going to do 3.5 cups of water, and then 1/2 cup of 4 cups of water, and maybe like half a cup of oil. But in this case, I really urge everyone that cooks red rice to make 10 cups, because 10 cups of rice is the best measurement to make. So stay tuned to part 2 for your next step.